everyone, it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet. I want to welcome you into my camper. So welcome to Dee Dee. I want to thank you for coming back if you are a returning subscriber. And I want to welcome you if you are a new subscriber. My channel used to be all about crochet and crochet related things. And once in a while some travel and camping in our permanent campsite. But now it's going to be all of those things and more travel because we are traveling now, living full-time in our RVs. This one is the travel one, and the one that we have permanently parked will be our summer one, and we will stay there for most of the summer, but there will be some travel as well. This summer we are planning on a trip to Alaska. And we will be visiting with, if you are crochet people, you will know Mad Mimi from, Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, and Jan, an Alaskan Crafter. We are going to go meet up with them in the summer. And more currently, at the end of the month, I'm meeting up with Lynanne from Nina's Next Knots. Nina's Knots Crochet. I always wanted her to be Nina's Next Knots. She never puts the next in there. And I believe Jackie from Crochet ADHD is going to be with us. And hopefully Joe from Joe's Web might show up. But we're definitely going to be at the Fiber Festival in Pittsburgh, Mississippi at the end of the month, like 21st, I think. So that is a definite for sure happening travel yarny thing going on. If you are seeing a bunch of wavy lines through this, I apologize and I hope it doesn't make you crazy, but I don't know why it's doing that. I think it has to do with the lights in here, but it's gloomy out, and if I turn the lights off, you cannot see. And I don't think it would be better outside because it's still the same gloomy and getting a little chillier. We currently are at a campground called Turtle Cove. We're in New Albany, Mississippi. It's very nice here. We're on a paved site. There's not a lot of campers. I think the people that are here might live here. It's kind of early, maybe camping season. I don't know. As we are this is day like 2 or 3 of permanent RVing. So, and Mississippi is a new area for us. We have been here. We've been to Biloxi, but this is really a new Mississippi. We've been to Biloxi. We spent 1 week in Biloxi and loved it. We had a really good time with our timeshare. But now we are here for a week. We will be here for 1 week before we move on to another site. I would stay longer. It's peaceful. It's quiet. We retired January 1st. For those of you that don't know, those that are new, we retired January 1st, and February 4th, we took off to camp and travel. And it feels like vacation. We have lots of stops along our way which probably I did this wrong, but I just really didn't know what we were doing. The rule of thumb for our travel camping, our full-time RV life, is drive no more than 300 miles in a day, be at your, where you're going to stay by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and stay for at least 3 days. Well, I'm thinking we need to go to several different places. Probably not the way we should do this. This is our life now. It's not like a vacation. We don't have to see all the sights and then go on to the next place really quick and see all the sights. We can take our time and see the sights and stay in one place longer. So this is a whole new mental turnaround for me. I like to sightsee when we vacation, when we travel. Usually it's not sit back and relax around the pool. I can't tolerate the sun a whole lot. Little bits and pieces, but then I need more shade. I have vitiligo, so there's no pigmentation in a lot of my skin. So just being in the sun burns me, literally. And so, like, and that's not, I like to be on the go when we're on vacation, but this isn't vacation, this is life. And so we were at a really nice resort day before yesterday. And today is Friday, so that would have been Wednesday. We left there. Today is Friday. It is. I talked to Lynette. Yes. We came here yesterday. No. We did come in here yesterday on Thursday. Right, we were at the other site on Wednesday, and the internet wasn't real great, and I was having trouble being on the live on Wednesday. This internet seems to be better. Oh, pardon me. We're going to do a practice run in Zoom tonight to see how well it streams and see how we can do with that. But we pulled in here yesterday. We hooked up. We went. We needed a couple of things from the grocery store, and then we sat back and relaxed. Got the internet hooked up. It was a process. We're getting a little bit better. It's only the second time, but the TV's hooked up to we use T-Mobile, portable mobile internet. We have a little box that we can just put in the cupboard when we are on travel days. And then we can pull it out, and it'll even tell you the best place to put your box router. I guess that's a router. I don't know. To get the best reception, it's got a little app, on your mobile app. It helps you set it up from place to place. We use it at our permanent site and got really, never had any problems. So we're using it here for the first time since we've traveled, and user error. I hadn't set it up in a long time, and we couldn't figure out some stuff, but we got it together, and we were able to watch Netflix last night. It was 73 here yesterday. It's chillier today. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's been gloomy and no sun at all today. So we keep waiting for the rain to come. But we had plans of laundry because we moved out of our house and had dirty clothes. You have to, at some point, you don't have enough laundry to wash. I did all the laundry before we left, obviously. But then we stayed at my son's for a few days. And then we traveled for now a couple of days. And there's a washer right in this little shed next door. We thought it was just like a shed, but it's actually the laundry. So I did laundry today. We have an area in the camper that is referred to as the garage. It's the under storage. And when we packed up the camper to come here, or to live in, we were taking things out of our house. It was snowing. It was like we knew what we wanted, but nothing was organized. Getting it into, I organized, we could put the heat on in here. And like the one day, it never got above 60 in the camper. It was cold at home. It was snowing, and before we could close it in, there's a slide out on the side, and you have to push the slide out in. My son had to get up on it, and not on the slide out, you can't do that, but he had to get up on the roof or whatever and get the snow off the slide out so we could pull the slide out in, because there was 2 inches of snow on there. It had snowed that day. So nothing was organized. It was like, yeah, that goes in the car, that goes in the camper, that goes in the car, that goes under the camper. The inside of the camper had to be organized so things didn't get broken and fall around, and everything was buckled up. But the exterior part, the under the storage was not, and things were just getting thrown in the car that we couldn't fit anywhere else and didn't have a place for, didn't know what to do with. So that was happening. And so today was laundry, and we got all the laundry done. It was go through the under storage and organize that. So much more space down there than we thought we had. Now we're worried that we need to put more stuff in there so that stuff doesn't roll around and get broken. So but we can handle that. I mean, that's not an issue. Um, so all of that is going well. Uh, and we thought, maybe we would go shopping today for things that not food. We shopped for some food yesterday. Just needed breakfast items and milk and whatever. But just a few things. Uh, but we thought there were some things that we might need for the camper or whatever. It turns out I don't think we really needed them. So Roy's taking a nap, um, which is well deserved for him. We have a repair on the camper that we tried to do. We're going to have to take it and have it done. We just can't. Uh, we can't figure it out and make it work. Um, but that's no problem. It's under warranty. We bought warranties, and uh, it's not a huge issue, but we need to get it fixed. There, it's a brand new camper. They they move a lot. They rattle, they roll, and so when you traveling, things might get thrown out of whack a little bit, and so that's what's kind of happened, and we're okay with that. We'll get it fixed. We'll live with it for a while, and we'll get it fixed. Uh, we haven't checked into that part of it yet. But today also was I put out a video that I spliced together the other day from the first campground we were at, and I got that up and running this morning. I replied to some emails because it's the first time I've been able to, in several days, get into my laptop. So we did some business stuff. Um, I spoke with Lynanne. We definitely are meeting up. I mean, we already had known that. We booked our reservations and everything. We're talking about a meetup in Florida when we're there. And I think it's going to be really cool and really fun. So if you are in the Florida state, I don't know the time yet. I don't know the date yet. I have a general idea of where, and it's going to be, Nancy will be there. I'm pretty sure. I haven't talked to her about it. I mean, we've talked about meetups before when I've been in town. Meetups but this is going to be, I think, maybe a little bit grander than what we originally had thought. Um, but I know Nancy will be there, and Lynanne and I will be there. And then anybody else that wants to come will be there. And we're talking to a local yarn store there about one of our favorites, but I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet, but it's going to be really fun. Now that the house stuff is done and we're actually moved in, moving, getting on with our lives, I feel so much more relaxed. This place is relaxing just because there's really nothing going on. I can see the road. We're the third campsite in, and I can see the main road, and I think there's been 2 cars that's driven down. There's people that stay here permanently, and they have some dogs, and I've seen a couple dogs, and the people yelling for them because the dogs got away. And that's pretty much it. It's very quiet, very peaceful, and I'm really enjoying that. It's relaxing. I can, like I said, we got some normalcy going on. Roy made breakfast this morning. I had to wash dishes. No dishwasher. Camper's too small for that. They do make camper dishwashers, but they don't hold much. And it's you could wash those yourself in 5 minutes. I don't really mind doing dishes. I guess I think I'm probably one of the only people on the face of the planet that really doesn't mind washing dishes. I just don't. It's relaxing to me. So we got that. We got the laundry. It's getting to normal life, and in doing normal life things like cleaning out the garage and organizing that, and um, we have a lot of stuff that went in the car, all my pantry food is that I had at home that we haven't even shopped for stuff. I didn't realize until you go from a full house to something very small. or you're just moving in general. Like, I don't know, I haven't moved in 35 years, but um, there was a lot more food in my house than I thought there was. We haven't really shopped for like pantry items in um, a while. I mean, a while. And we still had all this stuff. I'm like, what? Um, so we have boxes of like canned goods because it's stuff that we use. But I'm a Sam's Club shopper, and so, you know, if you need 3 cans, you buy a case and you got 8, and so then you've got it for times ahead. Paper towels. I know we're going to use a lot of paper towels in the camper. We always do at the campground, and I buy them in bulk, and so we have this like bulk thing of paper towels in the car, um, and seasonal change of clothing, that kind of stuff we had in the car. But it was snowing, and people were just, and I love my kids. They and my granddaughter Chloe. My Randy and Amanda and Chloe just, if it wasn't for them, we would have been in such a terrible, terrible way. Um, but it was snowing and cold, and so they're just kind of shoving stuff, and nothing was organized. And I'm fine with that. It was snowing and cold. As long as it all got in there, I was like real happy. And we knew we would come here where we would have time to organize. So we did a little bit of organizing at the other campground, and a lot of organizing in the garage today, so that I can go back and do more organizing in the camper. I mean, in the car stuff, but mostly it's our change of weather, food, clothes, and food in there, and some yarn. There is some yarn. Um, and that's cool. There are things that we're trying to work out in here. I still don't have my map up. I hung 2 command hooks that are supposed to hold 3 or 4 pounds in the bedroom because I had 2 outfits on hangers that I just wanted to be able to hang up, and I used the hanging space in the closets and put shelves in, or containers, stackable for our clothes. So I don't have a hanging space. And these 2 outfits I wanted to hang. So I put up these 2 command strips, and they're not heavy outfits. And I did what that said to do, and both of the command strips fell. Well, I put up the one a second time, the other one where I said, you can't use this again, it's not even sticky. I'm like, it's supposed to be reusable. Well, I didn't put it up, I threw it away. But I put up the one that fell first, I put up a second time, and I didn't try using it. Well, this morning I hung those clothes on there. Actually, a couple days when we pulled in here, I hung those clothes on there. That darn thing is staying. Like, what the heck? I don't know what the problem is. But my map stuff didn't stay, and so my map is still being moved from surface to surface. So I think I need to get. Maybe my stuff is just old because it was from the other camper, and so maybe some new command strips, like the Velcro ones, because I don't want it to sway. It'll scratch up if it sways, and then it'll probably fall off anyway. If it's swaying, it'll, but it's aluminum, and it's really cool. It's a map of the United States, and I have stickers, and every time we spend the night, at least one night in a state, we put the sticker, their license plates, and we put it on that state, and we have most of this coastline that we've stayed in. we have a timeshare kind of thing, vacation club, and so with them we have stayed in, because of them, most of the states along the Atlantic, I guess. That's the East Coast. I think I'm in the East Coast. My sense of direction is so bad. There was a Georgia we just stayed in the last time we went to Florida and came home. We specifically stayed in Georgia so we could put the Georgia license plate on our map. And now I have Mississippi on there. We're gonna stay in Arkansas for a night or a couple of nights, before we go on to the to Vicksburg. And so I will be able to put Arkansas on our map. But I really want the map here. um, so that's that. Um, I did do a little crocheting, not yesterday. I kind of zoned out after we were done. But I did get out. The bunny rabbit has some decorations on him. This is the bunny rabbit that we're doing from the book. It's a Your Dishcloth, and this crochet along is sponsored by Laura from Mammy's Crochet and Farming. And I showed you in the last video the passion flower that I finished, and then this one is next, the bunny rabbit. And I did crochet on it more. Oh dear, I'm losing my stitch. And my whole point, I was going to crochet and chat. I'm really terrible at that. I have to tell you, I am really and truly terrible at chatting and crocheting. I can't talk to you and read the pattern at the same time. And I read the pattern and said, okay, I can do that. And I haven't picked up the hook except for the stitch I just dropped. So it is what it is. Tomorrow, I was telling you, I started doing some like work now. I want to work on the channel, work on the crochet, work with where we're going to go next, what we're doing. I have plans all the way through, I think through it's almost time to come back to Ohio. We will be back. Our schedule right now is that we'll be back in Ohio, in southern Ohio. We have a campground for 2 weeks. I won 2 weeks at a campground in southern Ohio, April 3rd, and for 2 weeks. And then we'll be back at our permanent site at least by March 1st, or the week before, hopefully, if we can. And then the travel part will kind of end until we go to Alaska, and that'll probably be about 2 months worth of travel to and from Alaska, and a month there. So it's like 2 weeks there. I want to stay about a month, I think, and then we're going to do straight shot there. No really sightseeing along the way, just because we need to get there before we have to turn around and come home. So then we'll spend more time sightseeing on the way back, like do the 3-day thing if we can and stuff. So that's the plan for that. But that's not until summer. And then we will stay in our permanent site until it closes in October. And then we'll be back on the road again. And I'm not quite sure, we don't have plans yet for where we're going there. Other than next spring, like a year from now, we want to go to Arizona for baseball spring training. There's several, including the Cleveland Guardians, aka Indians, our team. And we're planning that trip with Lynanne and her husband Tom from Nina's Knots Crochet, because they also want to go to spring training in Arizona. So that's like next spring. Don't want to be there too hot into the summer either, I don't guess. But we haven't done any travel on that like side of the world, of our world, of the United States. So we're excited for that already, and that's a year away. But that's okay. So those are our big destinations set for right now. And I have really done no crochet to show you other than the end of this bunny. I did pull out my cat's meow blanket because that is a big, huge project that I need to finish. I'm about halfway through, I think. Actually, I can tell you I am on row 60 out of, I think, 125 or something. So we're getting there. To getting done. I haven't picked it up in a long time. I have to probably watch a video because I did the knotted. It's done with the knotted like a joined half double crochet, and I was doing that stitch. I don't remember how to do it. It's been that long. So I need to watch a YouTube tutorial and find out how to do that stitch again. And I will have that done before we take those blankets to Boggy Creek if it kills me, if I have to stay up all night. But, you know, when I thought on our way here, on our way from Ohio to Florence, and from Florence all these ways, there's this app called RV Life. And it's a really nice app. It helps you plan your trips and tells you where campgrounds are, tells you where gas stations are, shows you the distance from where you are to how far that 300 miles is. Like from here to the next destination. So, you know, don't go further than this, or, you know, like you're at your limit there. That is so helpful. And then it guides you through your trip. It has a GPS. Well, on the way down, when we were in city traffic, and the nice thing that this is why Roy wanted it. It takes you on, like, it lets you know if your RV won't fit under a bridge. It'll route you a different way so that you don't get stuck under a bridge or a turn that might be too sharp. So it was like really supposed to help, particularly those that are new at this, I would think, help you navigate around things. But anybody, you never know if you're in a section of a city where the bridges are shorter than your camper, you're in trouble. So Lynanne, who has been RVing, traveling in her RV way longer than we've ever traveled, we traveled in a pop-up before we bought the Hideout, our permanent camper. But it's only a pop-up. I mean, it's shorter than your car. You don't need to worry about how you can push that thing around without the car. It was an old pop-up. It was fun, though. We had a good time in that. But anyway, and that was years and years ago. This RV Life will tell you can't fit. Don't go that way. And so that's one of the main reasons that we wanted to get it. Then the trip planning thing was just a bonus, how easy and nice it is to do the trip planning. So we were following the RV Life, and in the cities, you've got, your highway going north, your highway going south, and then you see like these turnoffs and the exits and city roads that aren't, like Main Street and 1st and 2nd, 3rd Street that aren't on the highway, but running next to the highway. Well, quite frequently, it was that GPS would get confused as to which street we were on when there were several in a row. Oh, pardon me. Let me get a drink here. Just drinking water. That's what I always drink. So anyway, it kept getting us, and then we were getting lost. So I ended up pulling out, we had that on his phone. So I ended up pulling out my phone and going on Google Maps, just like I always do. And we navigated through. But finding our routes on both apps, it was a little challenging. And I feel like Roy is new at pulling the camper, and he is doing so good. There was a spot, let me tell you guys, I thought we were going to die. There was a spot, we're in construction, and the construction is building a new ramp, and it's merging another this way. And so there's one lane now going from the road we were on this way, and another one lane going from, so we're coming, and it's going this way, and these people are merging in too. And there's walls, the cement walls. And it looked like it was this narrow, and we're this wide. And then there's a semi merging right when we're doing this merge into one. Well, it was still 2 lanes. He had his own lane, we had our own lane. I sucked in my breath so hard I know I sucked in the sides of the camper because we were really too wide. I just know. Like, my brain, I knew we were getting squished between the wall and the semi. And I'm like, why would they do this? You cannot fit all of us. Two semis could not go through there. I swear to God, they could not. They obviously they can, but thank God Roy was driving because A, I'm scared to death to drive it, and B, if I would have been driving right then, I went like this. We would have crashed for sure because you can't drive with your eyes closed, and that would have been me. Oh God. Um, and then you're on a curb, so you can't even like fake it because you're going straight. No, no, no. I don't know how. He said he thought we were going to hit the wall too. It's a good thing it was already gray because I'd have been gray after that, particularly if I were driving. So, just more proof I should not drive this thing. Ours is it's not a driving thing. You're pulling it, but that's driving it probably would have been less scary than pulling it. I don't know, but anyway, um, so I find myself helping him navigate because you can't see behind you, and so there's no way you can see. There's no rear view mirror. The camper's in the way. We did put uh, um, a backup camera on, and so now we have learned how to use that, and that has helped him a great deal. He can see on the sides places that he couldn't see before, and the backup camera tells you if there's somebody back there and how far away they are. Um, but we're new to this, and he's new to this, and um, the camper is wider than his expedition, which I thought was pretty wide to begin with. So now it's got, we're driving a bigger vehicle, wider. Um, and so we're driving on, definitely unfamiliar roads. So during traffic, I'm helping him. Oh, wait, look out for that guy. And um, the whole GPS throwing us off was a thing. And um, which exit, and, so a lot. And plus, we were seeing country that we've not seen before. We usually, when we drive south, don't go the way we went um, this time. So the scenery was different, and so I'm watching instead of just crocheting. Like when we go to South Carolina, it's the same roads every time. I'm crocheting. I don't care what's there. I've seen it 100 times. But this was all new. And then when we're like actually going to when we were going to Piney Ridge, we're driving through back roads of Tennessee. It was beautiful. It was really nice to see. Coming here, same thing. All of these new roads, all this new sights to see. We saw, and I'll put pictures. I'll put pictures at the end, or maybe right here. I'll put the pictures in right here. I'm going to do this so I know this is where they go. Um, they're not longhorn steers. I've seen longhorn steers in Texas, and they have bigger horns than these cows. So I don't know what these cows are called, but they're longer than normal horn cows. They were so cool. Uh, so I think I have 3 pictures. You probably they were so cool. And they like posed for me, as you can see in some of the pictures. I'm like, wait, we gotta take pictures. So on the way to Piney Ridge, we saw them in passing. I'm like, Roy, did you see those? Of course he didn't because he's watching the road. I'm like, dude, on the way back, we gotta check those out if we can. Like, you're gonna have to stop if we can, if there's nobody else on the road and whatever. So we were looking for them, so he wasn't driving too fast. And I'm like, I think they're coming up. I think they were by here. And so we were able to stop, and I took some pictures. I'm like, those are really cool. And they did. They posed for me. So stuff like that is kind of neat. I will put a picture in too when we were there after I filmed and with I didn't insert it. I don't know why, but this fog came in, and so you can see the fog like over the hills. It was cool. So I'll put that picture in too. I'll put that one. I'll put that one here. um, so that was good. We haven't sightseen here yet. We, like I said, we got here and there was it was supposed to be like a 3-hour drive. Well, we get in this one highway and it says the the GPS, both GPSs, because now we're running both GPSs. Both GPSs say that there's construction or an accident, a 40-minute wait on the highway from where we were. But then the Google one says, oh, we can go this way and it'll save you 20 minutes. Oh, all right, let's do that. Well, I swear to God, it took us 5 hours to get here. We did not make bad, we didn't get lost. We didn't like make a wrong turn or anything. Um, but it took us a really long time. It really did take us 4 hours. It was supposed to be a 3-hour drive. That's okay. We, we saw some really pretty scenery, and Roy's like, why aren't you crocheting? I'm like, because I'm watching. I'm sightseeing as we're going through. I can't crochet and sightsee at the same time, particularly if I have to read the pattern. So, I hope to uh, be able to do some crocheting in the car um, the next time we travel, but we'll see. Um, sometimes it's hard to know where you're turning and stuff on the GPS, and Roy's watching the road, so I'm telling him, no, it's the next traffic light. It's 35 feet. It's, whatever. Because pulling the camper, he has to really concentrate harder on the road than the GPS. So, like, I have to be more of a navigator, and I don't have to. I mean, he could do it himself, I'm sure, but um, it made it easier for him. And um, if he's more comfortable driving, and I don't ever have to figure out how to do that, I'm okay with that too. Not trying to be selfish, but man, I'm scared to death to want to pull the camper. I'm just scared to death to do it. I'm afraid I won't stop fast enough, or changing lanes would just I don't want to have to do it. He knows I don't want to have to do it. I know that I really need to learn how to do it. I told him, I said, if I'm driving this thing and we're stuck in a 40-minute, we're sitting there, because I'm not weaving in and out of traffic. I don't care if my lane stops for 3 days. I'm not doing that. If there's like, I'm just not. I'm scared. And Lynanne is gonna watch this, and she's gonna yell at me because she drives hers all the time. I'm like, I'm a chicken. I'm a chicken. I was afraid to drive when he bought the first pickup truck he ever bought, and it was bigger than my car by a lot. I was afraid of it. Um, but then I got really good at it. I had to. We got into a situation where I had to drive it for like 8 hours for an 8-hour trip, and um, I learned to drive it and change lanes and do all the things. Uh, but this is a whole new ball game, and what if I drive it and I crash it or hurt it? Then that's our home that I hurt. Or it's like, well, what if I crash it and hurt it? I said, I'd rather you crash it and hurt it than me crash it and hurt it. You're more competent. He used to drive a school bus, so he's used to a bigger vehicle. Um, and the biggest vehicle before he ever got a truck, the pickup trucks, was the biggest I had ever driven was a minivan. You know, and his trucks were bigger than my minivans, and they had the long front end and all that, and that's. Anyway, this has been a very little yarn. I'm sorry. It's mostly just chit chat. Just stuff I wanted to get you caught up on. And so now I did. So now we won't have to drudge through this again. It's 40 minutes, and I've done nothing really but chit chat about nothing. Just what we've been up to. Kind of a vlogging of what the day is today. Tomorrow, I did check. There are some local yarn stores not too far away. And so I'm already losing what day I'm in. So I hope they're open on Saturday, because I don't know, I'm a day off. But I think that I might try to hit one or two of those tomorrow. At least one. the closest one, I hope, if it's open, because one was further away. But we will do, tomorrow is going to be some sightseeing. Um, there is somewhere, I think, a bird sanctuary. I don't know if you guys know, but my husband is into mostly birds of prey, but then he's learned to appreciate all the birds, and so we like to do bird kind of places. Um, so we might do some, we will probably, I don't know about tomorrow, but we will do some um, refuges or bird watching spots or something to see what kind of birds we can see here. Um, we think we saw an eagle, some kind of eagle in Tennessee. It wasn't a buzzard, and I don't, it might have been a big hawk, but it wasn't a buzzard, and it was black or dark brown. So we're thinking pot, and it was daytime, so it wasn't some kind of owl. Um, but I think it might have been some kind of not bald eagle. It was not a bald eagle because it didn't have a white head. So you can pick those out pretty easily. Um, but we didn't get a good enough look at it to be able to determine, what it was. But it was big, and it wasn't a buzzard. So anyway, we're gonna do some more bird watching, or some bird watching. We're gonna try to do some of that. Um, and I'm hoping to hit a yarn store tomorrow, a local yarn store. Uh, but we'll definitely hit one before we leave. So now that I've chatted you up for 45 minutes almost, I'm going to let you go. It is 5 o'clock. I'm going to get him up because I'm getting hungry for dinner, and we got to cook. We have leftovers. I love leftovers from Cracker Barrel. We did do Cracker Barrel yesterday. Mostly, I think we'll do cooking in the camp, or, at the campsite, because I really don't like to eat out a lot. But yesterday we caved. Today we're cooking. So I thank you so much for joining me in my chatty little chit chat video. I will see you in the next video. Hopefully it'll be of a local yarn store. And I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, doing all the things YouTube likes. YouTube likes, I like as well. So thanks so much. If you haven't subscribed, hit that button. It's free. Give me a thumb. That's free too. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.